Not too bad out today. It's in the 40s, so I decided to try to get out. We've had cold snaps here. Not a great permission day. Drove around for the past hour and a half looking for permissions, but got permission on this house here. Talked to the gentleman, said it's at least 75 years old. So we're gonna go out here, detect the front yard, and see what we get. Hopefully we'll see you on the first find. All right, guys, been here about 5 minutes. I'm on my first pass. I'm gonna go down this sidewalk. I was just coming up along the side of the house here, and I got a memorial penny in my first hole, and just got this signal. It's gonna be an Indian. Put that out. Let's see if we can get a date. 19, looks like 04. But hey, that's older than what the guy said the house was, so we'll take that. All right, that's a good first find. But all right, we'll see you on the next. Hopefully we get some more. All right, just covered the hole for the Indian penny. It was right here, and looks like I got a piece of costume jewelry on the next signal. It was ringing up like a nickel. I don't think that's gold. It's probably gold plated. It's very light, falling apart. Probably a glass thing here, but all right, at least we're making some finds. Clean that up and show you on the wrap. All right, next find. I usually don't film these, but it tells me that we're in the date range that we want to be in. Gonna be a wheat penny. It won't focus. Not sure on the date here, but let's see. Sorry guys, camera's not focusing, but it is a wheat, so we'll take that. We know we're in the date range for some silver coins. Sorry about the noise. I'm right along the main Ave here, so all right, we'll see if we get something else. Show you that one on the wrap. All right, came over on the other side of the sidewalk. A lot of debris in the front yard, but pretty sure this is a wheatie. Yeah, I can see the wheat stalk on the side there. But yeah, there's Lincoln. It's something. Try to get a date on that later. Yep, definitely a wheat. All right, well, at least we're making a few older finds, but no silver yet. But I just got a little bit left to do here. I'm hoping for at least a merc. That'd be nice, but hey, you get what you get. All right, we'll see you on the next find. All right, still on this side. Just got a really cool find. Gonna be a silver ring. Way it rang up. Oh, that's an old one too, I believe. Very nice old silver ring. I wonder if that's a diamond. Not sure, but I'll clean this up on the wrap and let you know. Very nice. Very happy with that. I'll clean that up better and see if we got markings on the inside, but there you go. Yard was not really producing much of anything. Couple of Wheaties and an Indian over there, but a lot of junk. But this thing was blowing my ears off. There you go. All right, we'll see you on the next. Starting to lose the light here, so gonna finish this up. Catch you on the wrap. All right, guys, new day, new hunt. I got permission on this awesome 1860s house. A lot of history behind it. Homeowner was absolutely friendly as all can be. I got a tour of the entire house, which was just awesome. But I'm going to get started. There's not much yard here, but we're going to do the front, and there's just a little bit in the back. But awesome old house. And hopefully we'll get something cool out of here. We'll see you on the first find. All right, was chasing a scratchy signal, but first decent target I dug. It's gonna be this ring. I don't know if it's silver or not. It doesn't appear to be. I think it's probably just a junker. But I'll get it cleaned up, take a better look at it. But all right, we're gonna continue. I found I found a couple of memorials already and a modern dime, and they were a little bit deep, so, but that wasn't too deep either. But all right, we're gonna continue, see what else we find. See you on the next. All right, did all the front and the side here, and believe it or not, all I got was a pile of clad. You saw that ring and a little charm there that's just it's like junk jewelry. It's not silver or anything. But so the old house turned out to be a clad factory, which happens sometimes. But I also went in the back, and there's a pool back there, and the lady had lost a platinum ring, and I really searched it in the area where she said it might have been, and I couldn't find it. So that's too bad. I like to find stuff for people if I could. But all right, we're going to wrap it up here and go see if we can get on something else. I had high hopes for this place, but that's how it goes sometimes. Maybe there was some topsoil added. Some of the clad was pretty deep, 4 or 5 inches down, which, you know, usually the clad is up on top. But all right, we're gonna go try to get on something else. Hopefully we'll see you on another place. Okay, a little bit later in the day. I had to do some driving around, but I just got permission on this house here. Doesn't look like it's old, but it's on the old maps. And I just talked to the homeowner. This house was built in the 1790s. So we're gonna take a look around here, see if we can't get lucky. I'm hoping. He said as far as he knows, it's never been done before. So we're gonna check it out and see what we find. Hopefully we'll be back with some cool finds. Well, just the kind of luck I'm having today. So far, this old house, I found 1 wheat penny, but I did get an interesting relic. Deep old lock. Maybe brass, probably skeleton key right there. Let's see, sorry about that. Yeah, it's gonna be a skeleton key there. But we're gonna keep going. Starting to lose the light now, so, oh, even opens up there. So, all right. I had to move away from the house. I think there's a lot of topsoil in there, which has been kind of the story of my life today. But hey, we get on what we can get on and see what we find. So, all right, see you on the next. All right, guys, new day, new hunt. Out on this earlier 1800s house. Got Chris from Detecting NEPA with me. We finally were able to get together and get out for a hunt. Beautiful day. It's like 50 degrees already. We got this yard. I've already pulled a couple of wheat pennies. Chris has found a few wheat pennies. But I just found this. It's pretty cool. Looks like an old watch fob. And it's got the number 57 on it. Looks like there was something else that attached to it there. But pretty cool relic. So we're going to be here for a little bit. Hopefully pull a few silver coins and see what happens. But all right, we will get back to you if we find something else. All right, guys, got on another place today. Chris and I, this is 1890s house, and Chris just got a Washington up on the hill here in a couple of wheats, and I got like a wheat or two in the front over here, but had my first good signal that was screaming at me. I knew it was going to be silver, and I ended up with a Washington quarter myself. Let's see, gonna have a date of 1941. So that's cool. We both got some silver today. Chris got that mercury dime back at the other place we were at. And the only problem with this place, it's a bit hard because we're still hitting some frozen ground. You can see some of the frost right there in the ground, and it's solid. So we're gonna have to contend with that today, but all right, hopefully there's more. We'll see you on the next. All right, it's been a little bit since I found the silver Washington out front. I come around the side here. I picked up a bunch of wheat pennies, but I just got this cool little thing. I thought it was just a chunk of lead, but it's real heavy. It looks like an old tank or an old tractor or something. Not exactly sure what it is. Looks like it was made to stand up, but it's very heavy. It's got to be lead. But pretty cool little find. We got a little bit more to do. Chris is actually over on the other side of the house right now, so we keep going and maybe get on one more. I'm not sure yet, depending on what time we get done here. But all right, we'll see you on the next find. All right, I just found that tank thing right there. I had a great signal right underneath there, and it turned out to be a clad quarter, but just flipped the plug and look what I see sticking out. That looks like a silver ring. Check that out. Oh, definitely. Nice. That's definitely a silver ring. I'm sorry for the jumpy camera trying to clean this out, but all right, we'll clean that up, show you on the wrap up. Definitely cool. All right, we're gonna keep going. Like I said, I don't know how much more time we have here, but I'll clean that up and I'll show you on the wrap up. This one probably gonna end up going to my girlfriend. My girlfriend steals all of my silver jewelry, but that's all right. Glad to give it to her. She likes silver. She doesn't like gold, fortunately, so the gold I can sell if I want to scrap the gold. But all right, see you on the next. All right, not too far away from where I found that silver ring. I just found another ring. I don't know if this is going to be silver or not. It looks a little tarnished, but I'll clean it up and we'll see if we can get any markings out of it. I'm not sure if this is going to be silver though, but cool little ring though. All right, not a bad day. Hey guys, short little clip. I'm at a store here. It's in the middle of the evening. It's the day after those clips that you saw of me metal detecting, but don't let anybody tell you that old things are not still in cash registers. I just got my change from buying myself an iced coffee, and I got a buffalo nickel in my change. So how's that? Don't know if I'll get a date on it or not, but it still happens once in a while. Years ago, I used to work in an auto parts store, and I had free reign of the cash register, and every time the old coins would come in, every day, probably twice a day, I would check the register to see if we opened up any rolls of coins to see what was in them. But so that's not bad. Got a buffalo nickel in my change. All right, guys. See you on the next hunt. Okay, guys, this is gonna be the wrap up from the clips that you just saw. Got to do about 4 or 5 places. Had a couple of nice warm days, so was able to get out. Got a couple places on my own, and then me and Chris were able to get together. Chris from Detecting NEPA. We were able to get together and get out for an afternoon, so that was kind of fun and good to be back out with him. Anyway, I'm going to try to get through this as quick as I can because there's a bunch of stuff here. Dug a lot of holes his last couple of trips and got a few cool things. So on the clips, on the first place you saw me, I did end up with a piece of costume jewelry and this really cool silver ring. It is marked sterling inside, and it looks like it has that. It feels like it's an old ring. I don't know how else to explain it. Just that design makes me think of, like, 20s or 30s or something like that. I got The only Indian head I found on this go around was a 1902 at this first place. I ended up with 3 wheat pennies at that place. One was a 1916, that was the oldest one, and a 1927 and a 1946. And as you can see, a couple of scraps. There was a roof tack, which they always sound great. Some piece of random metal, and some clad, couple of quarters, some dimes, and a bunch of pennies there. Oh, I'm sorry, this is from the other place, so this is just that place. Sorry about that. The second place that I did, this was the very old house. It was like from the 1860s that I had high hopes for. The homeowner there was absolutely fantastic. Invited me in the house, gave me a whole tour of the house, told me a little bit about the history of the house. They were making bootleg whiskey in the house, and there's an old tunnel that goes out to the side yard. It's blocked off, but she took me down there and showed me that. So it was kind of cool. Only unfortunately, after I hunted the whole front of the yard, there was a pool in the backyard, so there wasn't really much to look at back there. But after I did the whole thing, all I ended up with was a bunch of this clad. And I did find the one ring that you saw on that clip. Now, it's marked 14K inside. However, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It looks like it was 14K plated because it seems to be coming off. You can even see it in my fingers right there. So I think it's just a gold plated ring. Don't know if that stone is going to be real or not, but unfortunately it's just basically a junker. And then there was this little piece of junk jewelry here, and of course the old washers there, they sound incredible when you dig them up. But after I got all done with it, the lady told me, oh yeah, we had it landscaped and there was topsoil added, which kind of explained why I was getting all this clad, and some of it was deep. Some of it was like 4 and 5 inches down. And I just wasn't getting any old targets there. So that yard turned out to be quite a bust. So that same day I went driving around and looking for another permission, and I was finally able to get one not too long before dark. And I had, again, some high hopes for this house because the homeowner told me it was built in the late 1700s, like the 1790s. So I had visions of large cents and, colonial coppers, and it was even on the old map that there was a house there. But I think the same situation existed where there was topsoil added to all of the front. The back part of the house, anywhere I went in the backyard was frozen. So I couldn't really do anything in the back. I'll probably try to go back up there again when it warms up and see if I can find something, but check that backyard. But I did end up with some clad there. This is an old shotgun head stamp there, 12 gauge. Looks pretty old. Got a key. Of course, these rose tags, anybody that's ever dug these up, they sound incredible until you dig them up. But the find of that place was this really cool old lock. The lock part there still works. It won't go into place, but it still moves, which is pretty cool. But from what I can see on it, it says Hicks Brothers, and there's a patent date of December 10th, 61. So it'll be 1861, made in Seneca, New York. This looks like a skeleton key goes into that there. I did do a brief search on the internet, couldn't find anything out about Hicks Brothers locks, so unfortunately, I'm not sure anything about the history of the company. But so anyway, that was that house. Like I said, if I can get back there, try the backyard. Maybe the backyard has areas that weren't disturbed or had topsoil added over, so maybe I'll get luckier back there. The next house that we did was when I went with Chris from Detecting NEPA. He did a video on our hunt, so I would encourage you to go over there and check out his channel and see his version of the hunt. It's Detecting NEPA. Anyway, I found this old bit of chain there. Probably nothing fancy, probably just held up a plant or something like that. Found an old lock plate for a skeleton key. I did get this cool, what I think is a watch fob It's got a little screw attached to it, like there was something else hanging off of it. And it says 57. Reminds me of Heinz 57, you know, the ketchup. But I don't know. And I couldn't tell if there was something on the back. It looks like there is, but I couldn't quite make it out. So anyway, I found some clad and some modern pennies there. I did find 8 wheats at that place. But I'll tell you something. The one find that had my heart stopped, I dig this out. It was almost on the surface, and I thought for a second, you see that eagle and the stars? I thought I dug up like an old barber quarter or something, but it's just a modern token, no cash value, probably for like a car wash or something. But when you see, you know, that part sticking up out of the ground with the eagle and the stars, it was like, what did I just find? And you get those, you know, high hopes for a minute, and it's gone. But anyway, so that was the first place that we managed to get on. The second place we got on was another old house, probably early 1900s. I found this little, looks like an old escutcheon plate or something that's screwed in there. Couple of metal buttons there. Key. I find these a lot too. I'm not sure exactly what they were, but I find them around some of the old houses. Some of them have like floral decorations on them. This here is made out of lead. Looks like an old tank, maybe an old World War I tank or something like that. But it was made, I guess, to stand up like that, like as a kid's toy or something maybe. But very heavy, made out of lead there. So that was kind of cool. I did get some jewelry. I got this St. Christopher medal, which had the chain in the hole with it. Not made out of anything precious or anything. I got this silver ring. It's sterling. Unfortunately, it's cracked right there. Very, very light, but it is marked sterling in there. So it's just made out of very thin piece of silver there. This ring, we are seeing sterling on the inside. There's something we can't make out before the word sterling, so I don't know if that meant it was plated. It's hard to tell. It is some kind of a silver ring. The pearl part here is just plastic. You can feel it, and it's starting to chip off, but got 2 rings out of that place, so that was pretty cool. The only silver coin of the trip for me was this Washington quarter. It's a 1941. And that one there hit the signal, and I even called Chris over to swing over it. And he had to help me dig the hole. It was frozen in that one little spot. And this here, hard to see it maybe, but it's a Canadian penny. Just a 1978 Canadian penny. And I ended up with, how many wheats there? 15 wheats. Now, one of them, it's, again, hard to see. I'm going to try to zap this with the using the hydrolysis that I use, but it's hard to see, but I'm almost positive that that is a 1909. I don't see a mint mark, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be a 1909 from what I could see under my jeweler's loop. So I'll have to get that, see if I can clean that up without destroying it. And then there's the modern change. Now you can see how all these coins here, they're all pretty beat up. I'm not sure if the soil was a bit acidic because that yard had a lot of pine trees, a lot of white pines around it. And I know that when you get yards that have a lot of pine trees around, the grass tends to be tough to grow because the soil gets acidic. So I'm assuming that maybe that might have had something to do with why these coins were just so toasty. I mean, usually when you find wheats, they're not in this bad a shape. But the last clip, the last thing I have to show you, I went to the store. This was after the trip, another day after the trip, and went into a convenience store to buy something. I bought it, and I got my change, and when I walked outside, this was in my change. So I got a buffalo nickel in my change. You can see there's an S mint mark, possibly, if you look under the 5 cents. That's an S. And I was able to get a date. Hard to see. You might catch it. It's a 1923 S. So there's still old coins out there in circulation. This is the first time this year that I've gotten anything. I mean, I occasionally get wheat pennies. That's more common to get wheat pennies in your change, but it's been a long time since I got a Buffalo nickel. Last year, I did get a silver Washington in my change on my way to go metal detect somewhere, so that was kind of cool. But all right, that's what I was able to get done this past maybe week and a half, 2 weeks. I mean, it is February here in Pennsylvania, and it's the ground, you know, it's been freezing and then thawing out and then freezing, but there's still some areas, especially shady areas, that have frost in there that's really hard to get through. So, you know, anytime you can get out in February here in the Northeast, that's, you know, a good trip. So we're gonna monitor how things go. We're supposed to have some warm days next week. I'll see how the ground is and maybe get out again. Until then, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate that support. And we'll see you again on the next finds, in the next video. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.